Blue Jays hosting the Astros, and the Blue Jays are minus 130 on the money line. The Astros are plus 110. Over under 7.5 or 8 runs. The Astros getting a run and a half on the run line are minus 180. Meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. They lose by 1, you win. And the Blue Jays laying a run and a half on the run line are plus 150. Meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win by 2. Head to head, the home team is 5-5. The Astros are on a 2-game winning streak. These teams are 5-5 against each other in their last 10. The favorite is 6-4 on the money line, while the underdog getting a run and a half on the run line is 8-2. There have been 5 one-run games in their last 10 meetings. The under is 5-4-1, and the over/under at 8.5 runs. At 8 runs, is 5-5. And if you happen to get the game at 7.5, you guessed it, the over/under is also 5-5. Now, I'm not quite sure if the roof is closed, so do some research. I just looked and it didn't say anything yet, but the wind is blowing out from pretty much dead center field to almost left center field at 17 miles per hour. So if that wind continues throughout the game and someone just happens to catch that right spot like Guerrero, that ball is just going to get tattooed somewhere into the stratosphere. Now, Brown did not pitch against the Blue Jays last year or this year. The Astros are 7-3 as a team with him on the mound. He's averaging 5 2/3 innings pitched and 6.9 strikeouts per game in those games. Both of these games are the strikeout pitchers. So when you look at this matchup, if they both do what they're supposed to do, this may not be a very high-scoring game. Gausman pitched once against the Astros last year. 7 innings, 2 runs, 2 earned. They won that game 3-2 in Toronto. He struck out 10 in that game. The Blue Jays are 5-5 in the 10 starts he's had this year, or his last 10 starts. They've won his last 2 starts. He's averaging 6 innings pitched and 8.6 strikeouts per game in those games. So like I said, these guys, when they're on, and they're going to be dealing and striking out a lot of people. Head-to-head, the last game that they played against each other, the Astros won 11-4. The game before that, the Astros won 8-1. The game before that, the Blue Jays won 4-2. The game before that, the Astros won 9-2. All of those games were this year, so the Astros are 3-1 against the Blue Jays this year. The Astros are 4-1 in their last 5 and 7-3 in their last 10. 8 runs, 15 runs, 3 runs, 15 runs. 6 runs in a win, 9 runs in a win, 1 run in a loss, 11 runs in a win. For the Blue Jays, they are 4-1 in their last 5, and they also are 7-3 in their last 10. 3 runs, 3 runs, 10 runs, 15 runs. 3 runs in a win, 2 runs in a win, 6 runs in a win, 4 runs in a loss. If both of these pitchers are on, like I said, this should be a good game. Both of these teams are hot. So now this is just a matter of which team do you trust a little bit more. I'm going to take the Astros with the money line. It's very rare that you're going to get them as an underdog. I'm going to take the Astros getting the runs. The over-under is what has me concerned, because if these pitchers are on, the game should go under. But if the roof is open with the wind, the game may go over. So at 7.5, I would go over just because I could see this game being a 5-4 kind of game, and that's nothing like extremely alarming. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.